Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm Justin Young. He is Justin Byerl. Welcome to the Hoop Scene Fast Break right here on hoopscene.com. You can find us on X. You can find us on YouTube. You can find us on all the places you see these two beautiful faces. Usually we like to call this show Justin with Hats for obvious reasons. He's in North Carolina. I'm out here in Arizona. JB, on this show today, we're going to talk about the NCISSA. I added too many S's. The state champions, 4 of them were crowned over the weekend. We had a chance to watch those games, fun games. We knew going into the weekend these matchups were going to be pretty lively. A lot of prospects, as there always is in the Carolina divisions, private schools. Did this event or did this weekend meet your expectations for state championships?
Yeah, it was good. I went 2 for 4, 50%. So North Carolina is getting legal here in the next couple of weeks. I don't know how well I'm going to do, but they were good games, close games. What we expected to see.
Yeah, I thought all the games were pretty close. I mean, 48 Victory Christian beat United Faith 48-44. Davidson Day beat Greenfield School 74-64. Forsyth Country Day beat Gaston Christian 57-44. And then lastly, Christ School beat Providence Day 56-45. So, and honestly, most of those games are all pretty close, and then they kind of open up the gap at the end. But I thought, first of all, let's start. This is probably a weird place to start, but the fact they play these games at Ravenscroft is really interesting to me because the crowd is, I think, a real impact for these games. It's a smaller gym. Do you feel like that adds to maybe the electricity or the legend, or would they be better served playing at a bigger venue?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a smaller gym. I think Country Day last year. It's been in Asheville for once or twice, but yeah, definitely a smaller gym. Definitely can get crowd friendly and can really help. We see it in all levels. Home court advantage does help out.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't mind it. I did think it made the game feel a lot more. It lived up to like this is a state championship game. You could feel like tension in a good way, even through a broadcast. And there's the country. I mean, I could feel it. Like it was fun to kind of go on from there. But all right, so go 2 for 2. Nevertheless, I mean, there were some really high level teams, some high level players. Let's start from the top in 1A with Victory Christian playing United Faith. We knew this one. These Charlotte teams were going to battle it out. I mean, it was a grind fest. I mean, it was literally like just a 12-round boxing match. Just whoever came out on the top with a less bloodied lip and a black eye was going to come out. What was your takeaway? What was your analysis from this championship game in 1A?
Yeah, that one was a close one throughout the game. Those are 2 teams that have seen each other a lot over the season. They split during the regular season, and this one was a 4-point game. Victory is very balanced. I think senior Xavier Perry had 12 points in the win. That was the leading scorer, I believe, for Victory. They have a freshman I'm very interested in, 6'6", Carlos Marshall, ended up with 13 rebounds, 3 steals. So Victory Christian came away with this one. Play this game again in a month, might go United Faith play.
Yeah, it's. I like that you brought up a freshman, Carlos Marshall. Like to me, and we've talked about this in our other state pods. I love the state tournament for the chance to see some of these underclassmen where, for freshmen and sophomores, particularly freshmen, you're moving in from middle school into high school. It's a different ball game. Your peers, maybe you're getting bigger and stronger than everybody else, but there's a real separation period for high school guys. And it's always seems to be to me in the state tournament, like with a guy like Carlos Marshall. Talk to me about how you forecast a guy like him for 24 months down the road.
Yeah, I mean, at 6'6", 13 rebounds in a state championship game, that's very impressive. I see him with that size, and again, like I said, as being a freshman, he might be a guy that we talk about a lot here in the next 24 months or whatever. Maybe even getting an offer. These guys are starting to offer some young guys, so he could be a guy that really has used this state championship game to catapult his recruitment.
You're right. I have seen a lot more offers going out to younger players. I feel like we were on pause there for a while for like these younger offers. I'd be interested to see how college coaches handle that here in the next coming months. With the live period now being moved back to May, by the way.
Yeah, I felt like we went a year without a sophomore or freshman being offered with the transfer portal and all that.
Yeah, I know. I'd be interested to see if it starts to kind of level out now that the portal's kind of calming down and moving forward. But so, anyways, Victory Christian beat United Faith 48-44 to claim the 1A state championship. Only just builds another chapter of that rivalry there in Charlotte. Certainly one that if that's on the calendar, you've got to go to that game. Make sure you get out there and watch that game. Tons of fun. We're going to see a lot of these guys out here on the spring travel circuit before you know it. Which, by the way, like it's so weird to me. Today is February 26th. We're like a month away from like real like high level action on the travel circuit. And it absolutely blows my mind that it moves that fast, that we go kind of bang bang. So if you're a player, if you're watching this, if you're a player, if you're watching it live, you're watching it later, tag us below. Let us know who you're playing travel ball with. We'd love to know. That doesn't mean you have to play with us on the Hoop Scene circuit, wherever you're playing. Like, we want to know who you're with so we can help spread the word. Particularly Justin there in the state of North Carolina does a great job of making sure you connect some dots. So let us know who you're playing travel ball with. Sorry, JB, I think I cut you off there.
No, that's for sure what we need to do. But just getting to 2A, another really good battle with Davidson Day, 10-point win over Greenfield School.
That was fun, man. I felt that game. Like that game felt super intense. I don't know about you, but I thought the size of Davidson Day was really the difference maker. I mean, their front line, you got 6'8", 6'9", 6'10" guys that are all super versatile. You feel like that size ultimately is what kept Greenfield from being Greenfield down the stretch?
Yeah. I watched a couple podcasts after that game with some guys that I know, and that Greenfield School was up in the Raleigh kind of area, sure. And Davidson Day's obviously in Charlotte. So a lot of those, they haven't seen those guys, and they're like, those guys were big.
Yeah, big.
Something they didn't know that they were like that.
Yeah, let's start with Mason Smith for a second. He's going to Mercer, 6'7", versatile guy, really kind of fits the mold for what we've seen the Bears bring in, no matter who the coach is. Like those kind of guys have success there down in Macon, Georgia for the Mercer Bears. I thought he was really good. How consistent was he? I would imagine he was like super consistent all season long for Providence, or for Providence. Davidson Day.
Yeah, he was. He had a really good season. I think that's I think Coach Gard does a really good job of, or Coach Gary does a really good job of, finding guys like that can come in and, that are. He likes the 6'7", 6'8". Well, he's a Purdue guy. He likes the big guys. So
sure,
I think Mason Smith is a guy that will fit in really well at Mercer.
Well, they got some underclassmen too on that lineup. They got a senior. Let's talk about those guys. Let's talk about their unsigned senior in the middle, the big man. Bring me up to speed on him.
Yeah, so Will Stevens, 6'9", 2025 guy, had a really good game for Day. And then the guy that really impressed me the most was Isaiah Dennis, the 2025 prospect. 18.7 rebounds. I feel like he's the guy that's just going to blow up.
Yeah, Isaiah Dennis has a swagger to him that we see the top 75 national players have. Right. He's got the interchangeability of the backcourt. He can get to the rim, feel like he can finish with both hands. Got great size. Like, just to me, if you're a long, lanky wing that can get to the rim just in a couple dribbles or these long steps and drives, like I'm watching. Like, that's my kind of guard. That's my kind of attacker. Isaiah Dennis feels like that kind of guy that you're just like, how do you guard that guy? Like, at the high school level, like, how do you stop a guy like that? And then you look out and you got four guys that are on that lineup that are 6'8" that really give you some headaches. And Isaiah, you feel like, oh, okay, I think we can contain this guy. You can. He was unbelievable in that high school state championship game. ACC level player.
I think he's ACC level, yeah, SEC type guy. He's a rising senior. This summer is going to be huge for him, who he plays with, who he's in front of. But, yeah, he looks the part right now.
Yeah, you brought up Will Stevens, 6'9", 6'10".
Yeah.
Love his shooting ability. I thought there was a stretch there in the second half where he didn't get an and one play. He missed a shot, but, like, it was enough where you're like, okay. And he got to the foul line, made a big bucket, can step out and knock down the three, can guard, plays really well, plays real vertical. There is something about that kid that I really like, the way that he moves feels like he's that modern day big man in today's game.
Yeah, he's looking like a mid-major or higher guy at 6'9". He does a lot of things really well. Like you said, can step out and shoot it a little bit. So yeah, he's gonna be one to track.
There's so many schools like in the Southern Conference that I could just see just like, first of all, pissed off that we're talking about him right now.
Yeah.
The text like, why are you talking about that kid? Now we want to recruit him, keep him under the radar. But I feel like he's that type of guy that is a difference of being a contender in a league like the Southern Conference, or any of these conferences that are like sometimes a one bid league, or a team that's going to compete for 20 plus wins every year. He's the type of guy that they've got to go out there and they've got to go get. But you're right, Isaiah Dennis, to me, man, holy cow.
Yeah.
Help my old man memory. They have a senior big man. He's got a Navy offer. Refresh my memory with his name. Sorry,
his name is my memory.
Sorry, I know I put you on the spot. I like the way that he played. Big, strong, physical, broad-shouldered guy. Knows how to play.
Yeah, he can. That name.
I was trying to buy you some time, man. I was trying to like not show people how we do this, but
Brady Kester.
There we go, Brady Kester.
Yeah.
I knew that. Brady, I thought, was really intriguing. Unsigned senior, got great size, good academics. Makes a lot of sense if your school's still looking.
That's not our fault, man. They can't help it. Davidson Day has so many dudes.
So many dudes. Yeah, so many dudes. Let's pivot real quick over to Greenfield School. Listen, you don't want to just pass them by because of the success they've had over the last couple of years. I love the guard going to Roanoke College. Man, I feel like Roanoke College got a steal in their senior guard.
Yeah, Matt Kirby had a really good game as well. But the Edwards kid going to Roanoke, his younger brother Kobe had a great semifinal. I think we did our last podcast the day of the semifinals. He ended up having 28 points to make it to the championship game. He just got offered by Illinois today. So that family, Rod Edwards, this is his dad. He coaches Team Trez, one of the Team Trez programs. So those Edwards boys can play.
Yeah, Kobe I thought was terrific. Again, kind of like Isaiah Dennis, right? Like these interesting wings really caused problems. That was a fun matchup to watch in that game. Those guys go back and forth. All right, let's move down to Forsyth Country Day, and they beat Gaston Christian. Some interesting size in this game. It was good to see my friend Doug Eastlick, who I've known forever, there now at Forsyth Country Day. Got a state championship there. Yeah. With the Furies, right? Are they the Furies?
Furies, yeah.
High level mascot, one of the best.
Yeah.
When I first went there, my eyesight's really bad. I thought they were the Furries, and I was like, it's a really interesting mascot. I'm sure they've heard that before, so it's not the first time that joke has been quipped.
I'm sure the opposition's yelling that.
Yeah, for sure. What did you like about this group in the state championship game, JJ?
Yes, unsigned senior Jahan Foster.
Great.
20.7 assists. So he was huge in that game. And then Draven Pilson, who's going to Emory and Henry, Ben Thompson, coach up there, does a really good job of
so good. Yeah.
12 points. So senior heavy team for Forsyth Country Day, and ended up getting it done.
With Gaston Christian, I was really intrigued. You mentioned their big guy, and I don't want to murder his name, so I'll let you do that instead.
Thanks. Gabby Maber.
Gabby was awesome, man. Like it probably wasn't his best game, but I see what the intrigue is there, where he seems like a guy that, like the Auburns and the NC States and schools that recruit really versatile big guys are going to come in there. And
right.
What's that?
Florida State. Yeah.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. All those types of programs. Like, I got it. Like, I appreciated the player that he was. It's going to be fun to watch how he kind of, moves his game forward down the stretch. But with Forsyth Country Day, like, I feel like they do have a lot of seniors, but there seems to be like one of those programs you can see when they're ready to kind of string together an awesome decade. I got that impression that program's about to go through that stretch again. Yeah,
because they have a sophomore, Q Williams, or maybe I think he's sophomore. Had a really good season, really good. Yeah. So yeah, Doug's the college coach. I mean, he's going to get them to play, the right way, and he's going to be a guy that probably going to win a few titles up there.
Sure. I love that gym too, man. I have some of the best players I've ever seen at the CP3 Rising Stars camp there at Forsyth Day over the years, man. I love some great memories in that gym. All right, let's go down the road from you at Christ School. They beat Providence Day 56-45. I'll be honest, I haven't watched that game film yet. I'm going to watch it probably after we get done here. What should I be watching here in this game, JB?
Yeah, the score's a little bit closer than that game ended up being, but that was the Mikey Wilkins show. Well, it was the Wilkins show. It was Mikey and his cousin Keenan. 17 points for Mikey, 16 for Keenan. Doesn't sound like a lot, but I mean, those guys have been doing it all season long. That's 2 in a row for Josh Coley. He's been there 3 years, building something up there that you remember back in the early 2000s, Christ School was the program.
Yeah.
And looking like that's steadily making its way back to Western North Carolina.
If your last name's Wilkins, you kind of have to be good at basketball, I think, in the South, right?
You have to.
I mean, everywhere I look, in Georgia, there's Wilkins all over the place. Obviously, North Carolina, there's some Wilkins all over the place. Are the Wilkins there at Christ School related to the Wilkins of the Wilkins fame and down in Georgia?
I don't think so, but no, I don't think so.
Okay, I was just checking. You never know. You never know. What did you like on Providence Day's side?
Providence Day, they played really well. They have a big guy too. Osvaldo Hayes played well. Just Mikey was a little too much down low. They started out the game, first 25 seconds into the game, they drop it down. He scores an easy one. That ended up kind of setting the tone for the rest of the game. They were going through Mikey, getting baskets down low. I was thinking that it was going to be a really good matchup between the big kid at Providence Day, but Mikey's just on another level.
Yeah, too much to handle.
Yeah.
Who do you feel like improved themselves the most as far as a prospect's point of view here in the private school division of North Carolina? I'll put you on the spot a little
bit. Isaiah Dennis, probably.
I could see that.
Davidson Day, runner-up. I mean, I'm sorry. Davidson Day. They had a great season. Obviously, they won the state championship, but he was a guy that we heard about during the season, but through the last couple of games of the playoffs, we were like, that's all we talked about. So he's a guy that people are going to be wanting to see this travel season.
Yeah, again, like with this live period move back to not even mid-May, like the back end of May, I feel like we've got a long runway to see guys kind of really establish themselves, like carry over what they did in the high school stuff and the travel. Yeah. So be interested to see who he plays for, where he does, and what he does here coming up in the spring. Again, if you're watching this, if you've got a travel team, if you're a travel director, make sure you go to hoopsing.com/events. We got a full slate of games or tournaments all over the place. We got stuff there in North Carolina. If you're a Western North Carolina team, well, hell, I mean, you can be anywhere in North Carolina for all I care. But the Tennessee tip-off, we're going to be in downtown Knoxville, Tennessee. But Western Carolina teams, pretty easy drive. Get over the mountains, go over there to Knoxville. We'll be at the convention center. It's a new convention center event for us on our offering, which I'm pretty excited about this year. Go check that out. Obviously, the Carolina Jam, the Bob Gibbons event is going to be May 10th through the 12th. I know you've seen different dates. That's on me. That's my bad. But May 10th to the 12th, we changed the date on that just so we can get some more teams that weekend before. There was a bunch of other stuff going on that weekend. So we moved it back a weekend to make sure that the talent level was upgraded a little bit more than that. I'll be there for that. You and I haven't missed that event in quite some time together, which will be fun to share a sideline with you again. What else I wanted to bring up? I know I had some things I want to bring up. Oh, yeah, duh. So we've got the state championship for the public schools going on this week in North Carolina. Give me a quick little synopsis on what you kind of expect. What are the games that you're excited to watch? What players have a chance to really kind of cement themselves into some really good situations here?
Yeah, so the one that that really caught my eye when the brackets got released on Saturday is Sunday. In the second round, we have a possibility of Ardrey Kell High School in Charlotte meeting up with Myers Park again. They just played in the conference tournament finals last Friday with Myers Park getting a 2-point win just off a really good Sadiq White basket at the end of the game, which could have been called either way. But that's going to be an interesting one for the defending state champions having to turn around and play in the second round, if if both teams make it to the second
Sure.
round, a team that probably had their closest game of the season for a North Carolina based public school. So that's one that I'm kind of keeping an eye on. I'm interested to see these young guys at Kings Mountain. If they make
Okay.
it, to the second round, they'll be playing a team up my way that has a couple really good players. So yeah, just throughout the board, there's a lot of good games in the first round. But I'm more intrigued by after tomorrow seeing what these second round games look like.
Make sure you get a chance to, if you can't get your butt in a seat in the gym, make sure you watch it online, like me out here on the West. I'm trying to watch as much as I can.
Yeah.
Nonstop. I was up pretty late, man, watching a lot of games, so they all kind of bleed together for me. So, all right, let me ask you one last question. We go back to private school. I was thinking about this. If you put all the 4 champions in a 4-team bracket, who comes out on top as the top overall champion in the private school division?
Man,
I'll make you the enemy of 3 other programs. Sorry.
yeah, thanks, man. Appreciate it. Probably, I'd like to see the Davidson Day Christ School matchup,
Yeah.
which actually, other than the kid going, Mason Smith going to Mercer and the Kester kid, Davidson Day is playing Christ School in my Asheville Classic December 14th.
Nice.
So that's gonna be a two defending state champions playing against each other in December. So it'd be good to see that. I think Christ School would take them.
That's next year.
I think it'd be a good game, but yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's next season.
That's next season.
All right, I need to put that on the calendar. Here, I did a smart thing. You'll appreciate this. I showed my wife some documentaries of the Biltmore, and she was finally like, "All right, yeah, let's go. Why didn't we go this year?" I'm like, I was trying to get you to go. So see, I'm trying to work ahead of time to make sure that we can get there in Asheville in December for the Asheville Classic.
Yeah, and tell Dior we'll be in the house by then.
There we go. One of my favorite cities to be out. I need to get back out there to Asheville. All right, JB, this was good stuff. Let's do it again for the public school stuff coming up here. So make sure you stay logged on. Make sure you follow at Hoopscene NC, Hoopscene North Carolina. Make sure you follow TJB Scouting. That's Justin Byerl, the other Justin with that. They're on X. And of course, if you're not already logged on to us on YouTube, make sure you go check us out over there. And we'd love to see you over there on our YouTube account. All right, JB, appreciate all the insight that you have. And we'll see you next time right here on the Fast Break.
Yeah, man. See you.